Welcome to a series of interviews that I recently conducted with an elder and a spiritual leader in our local community here in New Mexico. His name is Patricio Dominguez. Enjoy it. I brought you on because you're an expert in spirituality, and you would probably be the perfect person to define spirituality for us. What does that mean from your life?
Spirituality is something that defines a space that is beyond materiality. Okay? There is been in human beings from time immemorial. We really don't know when the light came on, but at some point the light came on for human beings that they were just a little bit more. There was just a little bit more to them than just their materiality. In fact, actually, I think in philosophy or psychology, they call it the mind-brain dichotomy, because the brain is a physical aspect. It has tangibility. You can touch the brain, but you cannot touch the mind. It is somewhere in the abstract. Now, that thing called mind is got a layer to it we call the spiritual. It is that which is untangible and yet perceivable. The untangible, perceivable aspect of the human being and the creation is spirit, or what we will call spirituality. If spirituality is the process of being aware of and connecting to that intangible aspect of the creation. So the church of the spiritual path is a process, or is a Yes, it is presenting a process to move from materiality, from the brain to the awareness of the mind. It is a process to get to spirituality, because when you are a spiritual being, you are simultaneously aware of your physicality and your non-tangible spirituality, but you are conscious of it. Though the way I describe it is, everybody believes in ghosts, but it isn't until you actually have seen a ghost that it becomes real. Now, it doesn't make the ghost tangible, but it makes it real. Spirituality is in that same place. At some point, you will experience the spiritual. If at first it is a concept, but then through a process, you can come to full experience of it, and then you are a spiritually aware being. The church wants to take people who have not had that experience, not had that awareness, to that process. Now, here is the another dichotomy between the imported religions and the native religions. The native religions believe, just like the imported ones, that there is a spiritual aspect to humans and the rest of creations. What the imported religions never really allowed for was that there was a way, a path to full awareness of and experience of spirituality. It was a belief. You had to believe. You had to believe that there is a spiritual. You had to believe that it was out there, and that you would somehow be able to experience it when you die. But as long as you believed in it and you stayed on the path of belief that it was going to be okay, Native America didn't have that situation. They actually had methodologies for certain members of their group who chose to actually pursue it, to touch, to see, to experience the face of the Creator. In other words, to actually experience the spiritual. And that is a really important difference. Because the native spirituality included these things we call sacraments, which everybody else calls entheogens or psychedelics, we actually have a methodology where, properly directed, a human being can use this enhanced capacity to perceive, to actually touch that intangible aspect of life we call spiritual, and then be comfortable in its existence, because it's now a very tangible, very real part of their experience. That is one of the things that Church of the Spiritual Path wanted to bring to the fore. It's one of the reasons why Church of the Spiritual Path, in its creation, always, in a very cryptic way, alluded to the fact that we were going to offer to those who were really interested a way to make real the spiritual aspect of life. So it was called the Church of the Spiritual Path.
Absolutely.
And that's...
I hope you enjoyed this interview. I know that it was an incredibly interesting experience for me, and I hope that at least some of you shared some of that interest. As always, if you like videos like this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, or consider becoming a patron for our channel, or a donor to the Medical Cannabis Research Fund, where we are fighting every single day to bring you objective, relevant information that you could use to make informed medical decisions, that you could use to maybe even expand your consciousness. We're doing it here. We're working for you at the Medical Cannabis Research Fund, because together we are changing the world.